हेलो फ्रेंड्स, नमस्कार। स्वागत है आपका अपने चैनल पे। तो आज हम कंटिन्यू करेंगे हॉगवर्ट्स लीगेसी का गेम प्ले। कुछ आया है शायद मिशन। इट्स ऑल गॉबल्ड कुक। एस्ट्रोनॉमी क्लास ना, ऊपर जाना है।
Why would Slytherin?
कितने ऊपर है ये?
Hello
वहाँ पे
there.
अमित ठक्कर।
Hello, Amit. Do I recall you saying that you speak gobbledygook?
I did. I do. Speak it. Is this to do with the goblin I saw you with in Hogsmeade?
It is. His name is Lodgok. We could use your help with something. He's waiting for me near a goblin mine. Would you be willing to help?
Of course. How exciting. Well, might this be dangerous?
I think he simply wants to show me something that involves gobbledygook. If it helps, he's a friend of Sirona's.
Good to hear. Good to hear. If Sirona trusts him, then I feel much better.
Lodgok is waiting. Shall we go?
Of course. I just want to check the pronunciation of a couple of key terms first. So I will meet you there.
Revelio.
दो किलोमीटर लाम। अरे बाप रे, बहुत दूर है। यहाँ से उड़ के जाना पड़ेगा।
Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this.
Wow, how marvelous!
झाड़ू से उड़ने में मजा आता है यार।
You there? Can you help me?
क्या हो गया?
What is it? What's wrong?
Goblins!
चाहिए?
That's what. Ranrock's lot. Nasty creatures. Ambushed me, they did. Nothing's safe anymore. I need a little something. Something to protect me if I run into them again. Maxima potion. That would do it.
ये
You're
लेजल है
right,
मेरे
the world's
पास।
not safe at the moment. It's best to take precautions. Here, use it wisely.
Oh, I will. You can be sure of that. Ranrock's lot won't take me down. And I've you to thank. Please, accept this gift.
Bombarda! Expelliarmus! Confringo! I know what that means. Merlin trial.
I've always said that travel...
A friend who speaks gobbledygook is meeting us. Before he arrives, perhaps you could tell me why we're here?
Of course. Unfortunately, presenting Ranrock with the helmet of Urtkot did not have the effect I'd hoped. Because he knew the details surrounding its plunder, he presumed I'd had help from a witch or wizard in retrieving it.
How else did he expect Goblinkind to get the helmet back? Seems he has no interest in making amends with you.
I'm afraid we do not have the luxury of rational expectation when it comes to Ranrock. Damn Bragbor and his blasted journals.
Bragbor?
An ancestor of Ranrock's, renowned metalworker. If we are to work together, I suppose I must tell you more. Not long ago, Ranrock sent me to collect a recently unearthed set of Bragbor's journals. They described repositories that Bragbor had been commissioned to build for a group of witches and wizards.
What do you mean, repositories?
Large, magically fortified receptacles crafted from goblin metal. Ranrock recruited others to help me locate the repositories. We were to search anywhere that was connected to 5 names mentioned in the journals: Rackham, Fitzgerald, Bakar, Morganach, and Rookwood.
Rookwood Castle.
That is where we began our search.
Why does Ranrock care so much about these repositories?
He cares about what they contain. For centuries, wizards have refused to share their magical knowledge with goblins. Your kind will not even let us carry wands. Thus, many goblins, myself included, have spent our lives mistrusting wizard kind. Ranrock was convinced that the repositories contained a magical power that wizards wanted to keep for themselves. He is determined to take it for goblin kind. But
Here comes my friend Amit. Probably best to continue our conversation later.
Greetings, Lord Gok. It is an honor, sir.
You speak gobbledygook.
Oh, Bagalio.
Enough. Please do not tell me that was meant to be gobbledygook.
Yes. Perhaps my pronunciation was a bit off. I imagine certain dialects differ.
Pronunciation is not the issue. I barely recognize that as language. I trust you can read gobbledygook better than you can speak it?
I can, Sir Lord Gok.
Just Lord Gok. Thankfully, we only need someone who can decipher written plans, since I cannot join you in the mine.
What written plans? And why can't you come with us?
We need some idea of what Ranrock knows or is plotting. I suspect a careless loyalist may have left plans behind. And I'm unable to join you because I cannot risk anyone reporting my presence to Ranrock. All you need to do is not be seen, either by the eye above the enchanted door or a loitering loyalist.
Amit and I can do this.
I will await your return. I shall see you soon.
Enter the goblin mine.
The door is looking at us.
कैसे करना है ये?
Revelio. We need to break its line of sight somehow.
Line of sight.
Incendio.
वो जो देख रहा है उसको उसकी आग बंद करनी है.
Depulso. Flipendo. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Levioso. Glacius.
हाँ अभी होगा. नहीं
Arresto Momentum. Bombarda. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Disillusion should get us through that door.
कैसे करना है? कॉन्स्टेंटली देख रहा है वो हमें. नहीं ये सब ट्राई कर दे ना. अच्छा हाँ समझ गया. ये छुप के जाना है. छुप के वो देख रहा है ना उसको दिखना नहीं चाहिए. हाँ अभी आग बंद होगी. देखा उसकी. अभी उसको दिख नहीं रहा है कौन है कहाँ है. हाँ ऐसा दिमाग लगाना था.
Books so rarely prepare one for reality. A real goblin mine. It's even grander than I had expected. I cannot believe I met a goblin.
Let's just learn what we can and get out.
Look at this lift. Impressive workmanship for so simple a device.
Impressive workmanship aside. Way forward.
These machines operate on steam. Interesting.
आग लगाना है क्या?
Incendio.
अंदर कोई ना कोई होगा. अरे ये लगा था.
I still can't believe we're inside a real goblin mine.
Revelio.
हाँ रे समझा. कितनी बार बोलता है तू.
Accio.
I've read about mines like this.
Accio.
Seeing is something else altogether.
भाई भाई
Keep your wits about you, Amit. I'll get you through this mine.
पेट्रोल टपटेशियस वही कुछ होता है ना.
Matter of time till Webrock sets things right. Watch your
That was a little more than I'm used to.
Being what? I'll get us through here safely, Amit. You have my word. He won't get through as long as we can be seen by that eye.
I'll be quiet. I feel like a character from one of the adventure books I read during the summer holidays.
Let's take a look around, Amit. See if we can find any plans. Revelio.
Bound to be plans around here somewhere. A schematic. They're building something. I can't quite make it out.
Confringo.
There must be more notes around here. What could they be building?
Search for the evidence of Ranrock's plan. अच्छा जाना यही से तो पहले नीचे जाके आता हूँ कुछ तो रहेगा वहाँ पे
If I'm translating this correctly, and I think that I am, they're building something rather large. But what? Let me know if you see any more plans or schematics. We can't return to Lodgok empty-headed.
Petrificus totalis.
Hello? Over here!
Potato! Cruise.
I will make
Expelliarmus!
Fascinating to see gobbledygook written in a goblin hand. The flourishes are extraordinary. I will get to the bottom of what they've been building down here.
Revelio.
Yes, of course.
Only follow the orders. Leave your accusations in someone else's direction if you don't.
बहुत लोग हैं
Petrificus totalis. Confringo.
What was that? Seems there are nothing there.
What was that? Petrificus totalis.
What's that? Who's there?
Oh, this really is too much.
Stay close. I've handled much worse.
Another boiler. This plate, another schematic. What are they going to build? This mine is too small for whatever it is.
आ जाना है।
Why am I always on this road? It's a waste of my skills.
I'm quite good at sneaking about. You'll see.
Perificus totalis.
Somebody get it! Intruder!
I've been fighting since before you were born.
Confringo.
Not quite. You can't stop me. One less human. How nice to stop by. Was that your best?
How many of them are there?
That should be the last of them, Amit.
Don't wish to be seen, do we?
Confringo.
अच्छा इससे खोलना था वो, फिर तो ऊपर जाएगा। उनको पहले हमें यहाँ पे कुछ काम है।
This is not good. They're building enormous drills, bigger than this mine could contain.
Let's get out of here and tell Lodgok what we found.
I need a moment to catch my breath. This was more than I bargained for.
I'm glad you came with me, Amit. Now that we know what they're up to, we can get out of here. We're almost out of here, Amit. Look, the lift.
A welcome sight indeed.
अरे यहाँ से नहीं जाना है।
Can we please talk?
That wasn't so bad, was it?
It was. It really was. I'm afraid I've had enough adventure for one day. For a lifetime, perhaps.
Thank you, Amit. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to have a word with Lodgok.
Understood? I'll leave you to it. Your goblin secrets are safe with me, but I get to write the book about this escapade someday. Without further ado, adieu.
They're building enormous drills. We found their plans. Ranrock must be searching for the repositories.
I fear you are correct. Other than Rookwood Castle, however, I do not know where else he plans to search.
I've been wondering about something else you said before we entered the mine.
Yes?
If you share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping me?
I expected Rookwood Castle to be deserted when I arrived to begin my search. So was surprised to find a witch there who had set up a sort of improvised research site. She was studying something so intently that she almost didn't notice me. When she looked up, I thought she would react with fear or disdain. But instead she did something that I will never forget. Without a moment's hesitation, she smiled and asked me to sit with her. She told me that she was a researcher and showed me a small, oddly shaped container with a strange symbol on it. She was certain it was made of goblin metal, but was unable to open it. She wanted to work together.
Miriam.
Yes. But how did you...
Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container.
Ah. The reverence with which she talked of goblins and their intelligence and skill, it caught me entirely off guard. I'd never been treated with such respect by a witch or wizard. So, to my surprise, I let her study the container if she would allow me to search the castle on my own. We parted ways, with her promising to share what she'd learned. More of Ranrock's recruits arrived, and we began to dig, eventually locating the first repository. Ranrock was thrilled with our discovery, but furious when I told him about Miriam. Berated me for trusting a witch, and I heard she'd been killed.
You think Ranrock murdered her?
I don't want to believe it, but I don't know. After that, something shifted in me. I had seen how the power from the repositories was transforming Ranrock, transforming all of them. I could no longer remain a part of it.
Thank you, Lodgok, for telling me this.
I tell you all of this so that you understand what is at stake. Ranrock never found all of Bragbor's journals, but the ones he did find suggest that Bragbor at some point built a repository far greater in size than the one beneath Rookwood Castle. What you've discovered here today worries me deeply. If Ranrock learns of the location of that repository, I fear we shall be destined for a great war. I will find out what Ranrock knows. Watch for my owl.
कुछ नया आया है क्या? स्पीक टू अमित अबाउट और भी 3 बाकी है। पोस्ट
I hope Professor Fitzgerald has confirmed
aye.
what she needed to. I have to complete the next trial as soon as I can.
Speak to the portrait professor, Niam.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented flu powder.
कहाँ पे लेके जा रहा है ये? जाने दो, ये नहीं चाहिए। यहाँ पे speak to the portrait in the map chamber. मैप चेम्बर, अच्छा मैप चेम्बर में जाना है। तो वहाँ पे तो पानी के नीचे है वो। मैप चेम्बर में कैसे जा सकते हैं यार?
Off on another adventure, are we?
It's me, Gareth. Do you have a moment?
ये भी पानी में लेके जा रहा है क्या मुझे? मैप चेम्बर में किससे जाने का? ये बराबर लेके जा रहा है ऐसा लग रहा है मुझे।
Broomsticks are going up in style.
अरे यार ये भी उधर ही लेके जा रहे हैं। पानी में क्यों लेके जा रहे हैं लोग? can't dismount here. पूरे कैसे जाने का उधर मैप चेंबर में? हाँ ये देखो द मैप चेंबर. ये हुई ना बात.
Welcome back.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office while he's away.
I understand. Very well. I'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
मास्टर के अंदर ही है, कैबिन के अंदर.
Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do.
Speak to the Professor Fig.
Hogsmeade is the only wall with...
Oi! Can you help me?
बड़ा है स्कूल जो.
Professor Fig, the keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
Has something changed?
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than we suspected.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the portkey. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock.
I don't know what to say. She could win over almost anyone. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now. Where is the next trial?
Believe it or not, it's in the headmaster's office.
Incredible. Very well. You'll need the password to get past the stone gargoyle. The headmaster's house elf will know it.
I don't know the headmaster's house elf. Will he even speak to me? I imagine he's loyal to the headmaster.
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just the thing. A polyjuice potion. You'll look and sound like Professor Black.
Wait, doesn't polyjuice potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew?
It does.
So how do you already have Polyjuice Potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may come in handy. Let's just say I felt the need to be prepared for anything after my fruitless trip to the Ministry on his behalf. Now, time is of the essence. Drink up and I shall explain more.
Esports काला
How do you feel?
Incredible. I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound?
Convincing. I've taken the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look for Professor Kagawa. She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black sees me?
Leave him to me. I shall tell him where to meet a liaison from the Ministry in Hogsmeade. That should give you plenty of time.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black. I'll see you there.
Now to find the headmaster's house elf.
Professor, a moment of your time, please. Professor, I was hoping to catch you.
Places to be, Professor Sharp. Places to be.
Of course, sir. Only, you'd asked me about a particular potion, and I
did? I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
I assure you, Sharp, you may speak freely.
Very well. I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I can drop it by your office when it's convenient.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student. Very well, sir, if you insist.
I do. And thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
Now, to determine which student gets this rather...
Has anyone seen my ivory-handled hand mirror? Of course you haven't.
I thought I heard the headmaster approaching.
ऐसा लग रहा है ये हेडमास्टर दौड़ रहा है Hogwarts में से.
Greetings! I mean, out of my way, children.
Professor Black, how are...
If you must speak with me, consult my secretaries or what have...
Professor, a word? Professor Black, again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision regarding Quidditch. We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kagawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say it knocked some sense into them. And they are fine now. The fact that it happened to be a pureblood, well, that's no reason to...
What nonsense! That you would trivialize the health of a student over a silly game.
A silly game? You are quite impossible sometimes. Sir, I've a good mind to write to the Department of Magical Games and Sports at the Ministry about you.
Good idea. I can even provide the parchment should you need it. Now, where is my elf?
Parchment? Very well, I will, and with pleasure. And I spotted Scrope in the Great Hall. Seems to be avoiding me.
I wonder why. Good day, Madam Kagawa.
What did we do to deserve him as a head?
You call that a shine on those boots? Do better!
It's the headmaster, and he's coming this way.
Stand proud, purebloods. The future is yours.
Professor, a word, please. Hello, Professor Black.
Ah, Professor Weasley. How delightful to see you.
Sir?
Since I have you here, I wonder if I might, speak with you about Professor Fig.
Oh, very well.
I've decided to give him a bit more, leeway with his time.
Leeway, Professor? Are you sure that's wise? I confess I do worry for his students. He's rarely here as it is.
Ah, well, yes. He's handling some official ministry business for me.
I see. But, sir, if I may, I am wary of how much time the new fifth year seems to be spending away from the castle, supposedly on Professor Fig's behalf. I've heard unsettling rumors of their escapades. Everything from sneaking into the Forbidden Forest to confronting Ranrock's loyalists and Rookwood's lot.
What? Goodness. You cannot believe everything you hear, Professor. No, you cannot. I mean, I shall keep an eye on Fig. You simply keep doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Simply wonderful.
Thank you. But I'm happy to look into...
Good. That'll be all, Weasley. I mean, Professor Weasley. Good day.
A wonderful job. Leeway for Professor Fig.
That ought to give Professor Fig some breathing.
Scrope's as hard a worker as any house elf.
Scrope!
Oh, greetings, Master.
Remind me of the password to my office.
Oh, but Master made Scrope swear never to tell anyone, even Master himself.
How dare you question me? I've a mind to give you a matching set of ears.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Scrope begs forgiveness. It is the Black family motto, Master.
Right. Of course.
Master does remember it.
It's purebloods forever, isn't it?
Close, Master. Scrope thinks Master is indeed testing Scrope. It is always pure.
Obviously.
And, of course, as Master knows, in French.
Ah, yes, of course. I order you to pronounce it for me.
Oh, but Master knows that Scrope's French is most pitiful. Oh, very well. Toujours pur.
Ha! Thank you. Never speak of this conversation with me or anyone else.
Of course, sir. Scrope shall try his best to keep out of Master's way.
The polyjuice potion's wearing off. I best get out of sight. Made it just in time. It's wearing off.
Fig was right.
सर
I
खत्म
can't
हो गया.
believe it worked. Now to speak the password to the gargoyle. Confringo!
Access the
Handy
headmaster's
resource
office.
indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Fringo! Accio!
I've always said that travel.
कितनी दूर है ये? तो यहाँ से नहीं आनी। हेडमास्टर का ऑफिस कितना दूर है?
The gargoyle. That's where I need to speak the password.
यही था। बराबर है। डम्बलडोर का भी ऐसा ही था। Toujours pur.
Toujours pure.
Toujours pur.
Revelio. I wonder if all the elite wizarding families have a motto.
It's good to see you.
All thanks to Professor Fig's quick thinking. Now what?
Approach the pedestal in the antechamber and read the book that appears.
What can I expect to find in the book?
A story. I cannot say more. You may recognize some elements of it, as I was inspired by a tale with which many wizarding children are familiar.
I suspect there will be more to this than reading a book.
Your suspicions are correct. We shall speak when you are finished.
Has this been under the headmaster's nose all this time? That must be the pedestal. Where am I? Professor Fitzgerald? Can you hear me?
I am here.
बुक के अंदर घुस
In
गया।
this place, you may call me Neve. You shall be witness to a fable. Pay attention. Things are not always as they seem. You must move swiftly and cautiously. Use the tools you encounter to find me.
बुक के अंदर
The
घुस गया हम
first you will
स्टोरी के
need
अंदर।
is a cloak.
ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट दिखा रहा
In
है।
this place, as in life, death takes many forms. Avoid each of them at all costs.
अरे बाप। Make your way through the town without being seen.
I should have run when I could. I'd be free by now.
This is my chance. Come on, Neve. I need to time this just right. staircase straight ahead.
कुछ कास्ट विश नहीं कर सकते स्पेल हम, सिर्फ बचते हुए जाना है। ना दूर है अभी। और देखो
Ladder. Perhaps they won't be able to find me if I go up there. They're gone. For now. I need to get out of here. Where could Neve be? Too many. I must cross this road as fast as I can. That's where I need to go, but I need to find a way past them.
वो तो इधर ही देख रहा है।
Nothing this way, but more danger. There must be another way to find you. I need to turn back. There's no getting past them that way. That doorway looks like the only thing. Closed tight. No way but forward, I suppose.
ऊपर जाना है। Good. राइट में जा, राइट में जा।
Now's my chance.
वहाँ पे खड़ी है वो। मिल गए।
That's the way forward.
Oh. Mysterious cloak.
Can this be? I think I'm invisible.
Invisible हो गया। अब तो कोई देख नहीं सकता। कहाँ से जाना है अभी? जंप बीम कुछ नहीं कर सकता।
They can't see me at all. I can get closer to them.
वो बिल्कुल भी देख नहीं सकते वो मुझे।
This is the way forward. Finally free. Now where are you, Neve?
You have outrun death thus far, but have yet to find me. Keep searching, but this time you will be unable to hide. Wield the wand you see before you. Do not squander
ये
its
देखो यही वॉन्ड है
extraordinary power.
डम्बलडोर के पास थी वो इनविजिबल क्लोक भी मिला ये वॉन्ड भी मिली और तीसरा क्या था वो तोहफा मौत के तोहफे थे ना वो 3 डेडली हेलोस
I've never felt such power.
तीसरा वाला क्या था
Depulsor! Bombarder!
लगता है यही ट्रायल है हमारा ट्रायल चल रहा है शायद थर्ड ट्रायल
Stupid one! Depulsor! Bombarder! Potato! Defender! Depulsor! Depulsor! Bombarder! Depulsor! Bombarder! Depulsor! Potato! Depulsor! Defender! Descender! Bombarder! Depulsor! Depulsor! Descender! Descender! Protego! Depulsor! Bombarder! Depulsor! Defender!
ट्रायल ही चल रहा है पक्का ये अच्छा ट्रायल है थोड़ा कुछ अलग है इसमें ये आ गया बड़ा कपड़ी महाकाल
Defender! Protego!
पड़ी
Defender! Bombarder! Depulsor! Bombarder! Protego! Rebellion! Defender! Defender! Descender! Bombarder! Bombarder! Protego!
चल आजा तू ही आजा मैदान में आजा
Bombarder! Defender! Defender! Depulsor! Bombarder! Potato!
French.
A simple stone. This must be for me.
हाँ ये स्टोन तीसरा तोहफा, इससे किसी को भी जिंदा किया जा सकता था, ऐसा लग रहा है कुछ। तीसरे की खासियत भूल गए हो, यही है शायद ये। हाँ वही है बराबर, मरे हुए को वापस ला सकते थे।
You are far from finished. Pass through the mourners ahead. Nothing is what it seems.
She's gone. Oh, poor Neve.
वही है, वो अपने गर्लफ्रेंड को वापस लाता है, मूवी में दिखा था, बट वो भी नाखुश रहती है मरने के बाद, क्योंकि उसकी दुनिया चेंज हो गई रहती है। बराबर वो 3 मौत के तोहफे।
You found me, but you cannot undo what has been done. The magic of the stone can only conjure a shadow of my former self.
Witness Niam Pierre's memory.
But there is no light without shadow, as there is no shadow without light. Simply because you can eliminate darkness does not always mean that you should. Remember that as you witness my memory.
कंप्लीट हो गया लगता है, इसका एक आंसू टपकेगा इसमें, फिर मेमोरी दिखेगी। ये ट्रायल कंप्लीट हो गया अभी। ये अच्छा था ट्रायल।
Isadora, what you did for your father was remarkable.
Well, wasn't it? And Percival needn't worry about the strands of emotion or the traces that this magic leaves. I found a way to contain all of it.
You haven't stopped.
Goblin silver.
You spoke to a goblin about this.
Don't worry, he has no idea what we're containing.
We don't know what effect any of this may have. The emotions, the dark traits.
You sound like Percival. And as it happens, I do know. It is a source of strength, of focus. Somehow it enhances my ability to wield magic.
I don't follow, Isadora.
I think we can harness it.
Power like this is not to be toyed with. In the wrong hands,
You saw what I did for my father. Oh, Neve, imagine the good we could do. Everyone is in some kind of pain.
What are you doing?
सबकी पेन बाहर निकलती है।
Breathe it in. Can you feel it?
Oh, Isadora.
This must stop. All of it.
You've kept this power to yourselves for so long because you fear it. I choose to embrace it.
Into map chamber. Speak to the newly arrived keeper. अभी नया आएगा कोई. 3 हो गए.
Is it true? Has someone completed the first 3 trials?
It is, and I have.
But you are so...
Young? I know. You must be Professor Bakar.
I am.
Pleased to meet you. The pensive memory I just witnessed. Was Isadora inhaling painful emotions?
She was.
I was amazed to see that it seemed to give her some sort of power, and that she could harness it. But how?
I worry that you seem more intrigued than repulsed. I hesitate to reveal the location of my pensive to someone who, perhaps, has yet to understand the responsibility of power.
I can assure you, Professor, I do. In fact, what you don't yet know is that a dangerous goblin called Ranrock has accessed the repository at Rookwood Castle. He has learned to harness the contents of it as a source of immense power. He plans to use that power against wizardkind. We have no time to waste.
I see. Nonetheless, the knowledge you shall gain after you witness my memories is too valuable to share without further consideration. I shall require time to confer with the other keepers.
It seems we have no choice but to wait, frustrating as it is. I heard what you told Professor Bakar. Isadora was inhaling emotions to gain power?
She was. And she pulled emotions, as she did from her father, from Professor Fitzgerald, without permission.
Monstrous.
What's more, she said that she found a way to store the traces of magic she extracted in goblin silver.
The repositories?
Possibly. There's something I didn't get a chance to tell you earlier. Ranrock has been digging at locations tied to the 5 names he found in the journals of a goblin metalworker named Bragball.
5 names? The Keepers, and who else? Isadora Morganac?
Precisely. That's how he's been one step ahead of us. Gringotts, the Tower, Rookwood Castle.
If the Keepers won't tell you where the next trial is yet, I say we at least maintain a watch on Ranrock. Perhaps he'll lead us to more information.
Perhaps. I hope to hear from Lodgok soon. I haven't heard anything since I learned of the drills. Oh, and as you've probably guessed by now, your Polyjuice plan worked like a charm.
I knew it would. I may have done too good a job distracting Black. I had no idea he can't hold his fire whiskey.
ये तो हो गया. यहाँ पे तो 4 ही है रे. फिर 5वां ट्रायल कहाँ पे होगा? इसके बाद कुछ पता चलेगा शायद. चलो नया आया कुछ तो. बम्बार्डा. Sebastian along the coast. अरे बाप रे, इतना दूर. इतना दूर है वो. बहुत दूर बुलाया है सेबास्टिन ने.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
पहले ये करता हूँ. सब लेके जाता हूँ. अरे वहाँ पे है ये, वहाँ पे नहीं उड़ा सकते। इसके अंदर है। Can't be mounted.
I've been at this for hours.
दूर है। ये किस बिस्ट का है? कौन सा बिस्ट है यहाँ पे देखो। हाँ ये वाले अच्छे है रे, ये वाले लेता हूँ मैं बिस्ट को, इनको पकड़ता हूँ।
Lumos.
लूमोस का क्या है? लूमोस किलर है। जो मेन है वो ही नहीं लिया मैंने। पकड़ा पकड़ा।
Everything's all right now.
अच्छे ये भाग नहीं रहे बाहर, ज़्यादा दूर नहीं भाग रहे।
Professor Howard will never believe this.
चारों को पकड़ा। वहाँ पे अंदर जाना कैसे है बट
Arresto momentum.
नहीं रे, अंदर जाना ही मना है पूरा। क्या मैं हाई विंग के साथ जा सकता हूँ?
Someone's here.
नो फ्लाई जोन है रे वो, इससे भी नहीं जा सकता। ये तो प्रॉब्लम ही प्रॉब्लम है, अंदर से जाना पड़ेगा।
How nice of you to stop by. Almost.
चलो एक काम करता हूँ, ये कल करता हूँ मैं। आज के लिए एक छोटा मोटा कुछ नाटी वाला लेता हूँ आज के लिए।
What are you up to now?
वहाँ पे बहुत से रहता हूँ।
Abandoned long ago, no doubt.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
Speak with Agabus Filbert, Daisy Rabe and Otto Dibble. तीनों से बात करें.
Historically speaking.
Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there.
Please tell me you didn't take it.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What does he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Where was I?
Now, to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
पर कैसे जाते हैं?
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and am trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends. Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. you can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friend. Now to find Natty.
Natty. के पास आके
I wouldn't mind.
Oh, they're working.
Revelio. It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
कितना दौड़ा रही है ये साइड पे जाने का है
Natty must be around here somewhere.
डरता नहीं है ये अंदर हो गया एक मून
Revelio. Corsair CV550. Accio.
इसके पास मून स्टोन है ये ले सकता हूँ मैं कैसे लेना है इसके पास से
Bombarda. Incendio.
नहीं कैसे लेते हैं ये
Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted.
मोटे की वांड मिली कुछ नया मिला था ना ये ले लेता
She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken. Revelio.
इधर है रेवेलियो से कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है
Natty must have been taken this way.
अच्छा हाँ यहाँ से दिख रहा है Swindle hideout में
The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward. Accio. A hidden door. Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. I'd better be sure I'm not seen.
Okay.
mind? Using that girl as bait? No one's coming for her. We ought to just kill her.
Harlow says her friend will be reckless enough. He wants them alive.
Only a student arrogant enough to come in here alone.
Just keep an eye out.
Can't let anyone get past me this time.
Miss a payment with me, and I'll make you pay through the nose.
I may go to Hogsmeade later, stir up some trouble.
Show yourself.
When we're done here, I'm going straight. Somebody out there?
Al?
The book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to have this back. Retricus Totalis.
Hey, Bolsho!
Protagoras! Stupefy!
A lamb to the slaughter.
Can't hide from me!
Leviosa! Leviosa! Bombarda! Expelliarmus!
Better be a beast.
Bombarda! Expelliarmus! Confringo!
No, Protagoras!
Bombarda! Defender!
That's it!
Bombarda! Leviosa! Leviosa! Glace Hammer! Bombarda! Bombarda! Bombarda!
You will pay for your deeds.
Expelliarmus! He must be here somewhere. Expelliarmus!
I knew you would realize I had left my wand for you.
ये देखो नाटी इधर है।
Over here. I need your help.
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Use mine. We'll find yours together once you're out of there.
I need my wand for this. Using one with which I have no connection may not work as well or as quickly, and we cannot risk detection.
I shall do my best. Any idea where it might be?
It's nearby. I can sense it.
Understood. I'll find it.
Your friend Natty was not able to summon my wand. It must be blocked by something.
Optional find auto debug love letter find and return storage.
Revelio.
My wand is somewhere in this room.
My wand is somewhere in this room. ये तो नाटी है.
Confringo! Revelio! Revelio.
तो शॉर्टकट से वही से यहीं पे कहीं पे है रे। वांड कैसे छोड़ दूँ उसकी?
Arrest the momentum. Defender. Mr. Rabe's wand could be in there.
Could be in there. Where?
Any luck with my wand? Please. You must find it. Quickly.
Revelio. Revelio.
हाँ यहाँ पे।
Hello, Hamora. Mr. Rabe's wand. Mr. Rabe's wand. He'll be glad to have this back. Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
ये खोलना कैसे है ये?
Revelio.
आने के लिए तो बाहर से खोला था हमने, जाने के लिए कैसे खोले? ऊपर जाने का है क्या?
Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it.
बाहर कैसे निकलना है?
Levioso! Glacius! Arresto momentum. Bombarda! Expelliarmus! Confringo! Defender!
बिमोस ट्राई करूँ क्या?
Lumos!
Lumos!
ऐसे
Let's find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow one.
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
Yes, officer. Do you have enough evidence to take down Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's lot?
Well, it's certainly a good start. We shall see. But you can leave this to me now. Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
ओके चलो फ्रेंड्स, तो आज के लिए इतना ही करते हैं। आपको अच्छा लगा हो तो लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब कर दो अपने चैनल को। तो इसके आगे की स्टोरी हम नेक्स्ट एपिसोड में कंटिन्यू करेंगे। तब तक के लिए थैंक यू, बाय एंड टाटा।